Hello ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if we've been bamboozled. I would be very disappointed if this is just a playing group show. Cause like if they're gonna do the group draw on 25th, like or like even later than that, like what on earth? Like you don't know your group for that long, it's gonna be wild. So I'm assuming it's going to be the both sides of it. Like I'm gonna be very disappointed if it's otherwise. So I cut myself pretty badly, like pretty bad. It doesn't look badly.
The World's 2020 Draw Show. I am Dash.
Doesn't look badly, but it's pretty badly.
Good evening, good morning.
It is not. I know for a fact.
Well, what time
not
is it
good
for you?
afternoon.
I just got up from a nap, so it's midday.
This is my
for
breakfast.
Me, my friends.
It's a sausage.
It is late night for me. I was
Okay,
so nervous
late
about
night
missing the
for
call
Freak
time that I
over
stayed up.
Fabulous. And Kobe, how are you? Is this morning or evening
I
for
am
you?
dreaming still, I'm pretty sure. So
Oh,
hello
what
to
are you-
Dash?
What are you dreaming of? Hopefully, good group
You.
for North America.
You Dash.
Oh,
I don't know if it's
Yo, NA
possible
bros,
now
you know,
that
just
they're
let EU do the show, man.
but
It's just,
let's get
it's
it.
2 o'clock right now. We're chilling.
Dude,
We're chilling.
I don't know
We're
about
relaxing.
for you guys. Obviously, when the anthem or the theme comes out for Worlds, that definitely starts to generate some hype. But this show, for me, is where it all really begins, where the World Championship begins.
Well, of course, Dash, you're on it. You're on it, Dash. Of course you have to feel that way, man.
Finally get to look at some of the groups and the teams that are going to go.
Dash is the gold standard. I love Dash, man.
For those knockout stages, of course.
Honestly,
and this is just
this fucking
where all of
trio
the
is
things-
stacked
the
as
thing-
fuck,
the
man.
good anxiety and the good nerves
Yeah.
come in, Freak.
Yeah. I mean, this is exciting. The
Freak is putting an all-nighter. He looks kind of
hour or so
intoxicated.
ago.
But it's
We
the
got a couple
all-nighter
of
eyes, you
groups.
know?
I am so hopeful that we get some dream groups here on the real one as well. Yes, to your point, this is when World starts for me. It's actually Worlds ready to go.
All right, well, with that behind us, let's
funny,
go ahead
though.
and get a reminder of how this year's Worlds is going to play out in Shanghai before the draw.
The 2020 League of Legends World Championship
Is that
coming
Freak
to
again?
Shanghai, China, and we're here to take a closer look at this year's tournament's format. The month-long event will narrow down 22 teams through 3 stages of competition:
It's Freak.
play-ins, group stage, and knockout stage. Worlds will begin in the play-in stage, where the top
I kinda
teams
enjoyed
are
the new
Brazil
Freak,
CB
the
Law,
one that really,
Japan's
like, flames the shit out of people.
Oceania's OPL,
I really,
Commonwealth
really like
and
that
Independent
Freak.
States LCL, Latin America's LLA, and Turkey's TCL will be joined by lower-seeded teams from Southeast Asia's PCS, North America's LCS, China's LPL, and Europe's LEC. Play-in teams will be sorted into 2 groups.
I
of
like
5,
that the
and
PCS
each team
is
will play
getting
one game
traction, because
against
that's a
every other
massive
team in their
region.
group. Teams finishing
Massive
fifth in their
regions,
group will be
massive
eliminated,
player bases
while the
are
teams
bound
finishing
to
third and
explode.
Fourth will get one last shot to progress in the event by facing each other in a best-of-5 series. Those victors will earn the right to
I wouldn't be
move on
surprised
and
if
play the team
PCS
who
overtakes
finished
NA
second in the opposite
eventually, because the
and
NA
another
player base is not
best-of-5
big,
series.
guys. It's
The
not
winner
big.
of
Not
that
big at
match,
all.
alongside the first-place teams from the round robins, will move on to the group stage. For those following along with the math, the group stage will consist of 16 teams.
If I understand
The
it
4 teams
correctly,
advancing from the
the
play-in stage
PCS
and 12
is
teams
larger
qualify
than the
directly
NALCS.
into the group stage.
And I'm not
They
saying
are
in
the
terms
top
of a
3
product
seeded
or
teams
whatever,
from
man, in
China's
terms of
LPL,
like skill. I'm
Europe's
saying in
LEC,
terms of
and
how
Korea's
many players
LCK, the
are
top
actively
2 seeded
playing
teams
within the
from North
region, and
America's
that matters
LCS, and the number 1 seed
in
from
terms of
Southeast
how
Asia's PCS.
good
In
your
the group
competitive
stage,
scene is
the
going to
16
grow.
teams will be split into 4 groups, where each group will play a best-of-1.
That's why the
double
LPL is
round
crazy
robin.
good, because
The
they have
competition here
all
will
the
be
resources
fierce.
in the
Only
world.
the top 2 teams from each group
They
will
are at
make
the
it through
top.
to the knockout stage. Knockouts will see the remaining 8 teams fight through a
Money.
single elimination bracket
LPL has the
consisting
most
of
money.
best-of-5 matches.
They have the biggest player
The
base
tournament
by
will
far,
conclude with
the
World
biggest
Championship
viewership.
Final, where the 2 top
does this
teams
mean?
will play a single best-of-5
They can
series.
import.
The winner will become the 10th
Right?
team to raise the
They can
Summoners
import
Cup
and
and the
choose pretty
2020
freely.
League of
Like they
Legends
can throw a
World
bag of
Championship.
money on most players, and they can do some convincing.
There you have it. Freak has broken it down for us, and just as the info comes across the screen, so will too the first pick of the 2020 group draw. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. TL straight away from North America, the 3rd seed, representing us in the play-ins.
Sure, of course. No surprises here. We
Go
are the
JJ,
players draw
Broxa,
first. Team
what a
Liquid
man.
won 4 LCS titles back-to-back.
I think
back
Team
to
Liquid,
back. They had a rough spring. They brought
I
in a
think
new
they had
AD
good
carry,
a
they brought in
good
a
chance
new
to win
coach.
the whole split,
Pretty much
honestly.
back on form in summer.
I
They
felt
won
like
the
they
regular
tried to
season,
expand
narrowly
too much and
only
forgot what they're
third
good at.
place here in
I think
the
that's the
playoffs,
story
but
of the
honestly,
NALCS
the 3 NA seeds were all pretty
playoffs.
close.
I think
In power level, I
Team
would
Liquid
say
bouncing back
this is gonna
and
be the
losing
attempt yet again for
a
TL,
star player,
rekindling
replacing
a
him in the
very,
shape
very
of
good
tactical
MSI
and performing better for the majority of the
2019,
splits is
kind of lackluster
definitely a very
Worlds
big deal.
2019, but back on the stage, see if they can do it.
Yeah, there were actually a decent amount of North American fans that were pretty happy to have Team Liquid as the representative in play-ins for the region because they were so consistent during the regular split.
That's a good
They
point,
actually finished
Kobe.
the regular split
That's
number
definitely a
one
good point,
before
Kobe.
dropping off in playoffs.
So, of course,
Yes.
only 4 teams can make it out of the play-in stage overall.
Ooh.
Theoretically, 3 can make it out of each
Lucky,
group.
lucky,
and,
lucky.
From what I saw in rehearsal, this is going to be over in Group B. So LGD and TL are not in the same group. They're both headlining, though, as very strong teams.
Yeah, that is correct. Of course,
There
this
could be a
year,
world where
of
they
course,
face each other if
tournament
someone makes a
play-ins
slip up.
shifted a little bit
The thing is, the
to 5
strength
team
of these two
groups.
groups
We will
can
break
be
down a
very,
little more
very
what that
varied.
means a bit later.
Very
But as you
varied.
can see
And that's
here,
what makes
LGD,
these
the
this
fourth
a
seed
bit
out of
strange.
LPL.
Because we're
Remember,
going to
there
have
are
best
4
of ones,
seeds
right?
from both the
So
LPL
play-ins
and
can
LEC
get
this year
absolutely
at World
wild.
Championship.
Like we're playing in an
And
unprecedented
LGD,
situation,
yeah, the
and
fourth
teams
were, the
will
LPL actually
overperform
came
and they will
in with the
underperform.
most game
It is
win
a very
percentage of
strange
any other
time
teams
for
at Worlds.
competitive. I
Obviously,
want to say
LPL
competitive
extremely
league,
high,
competitive
in
league, but
competition,
competitive anything
but
really.
just a 55% win rate from the regular season, and in playoffs, 10 and 11 for themselves.
Every single one of those LPL teams, though, is a team to be
Just think of it.
feared at the World
Like the Turkish
Championship,
team
the
can
dominant
do well.
region as of recent. But we look for our third team to be pulled out of Pool 1
V3 can do good.
in stage.
Ooh, we get this
Ooh,
TL
and
mad.
Lions get
Ooh,
drawn to
baby.
Team Liquid's
Oh.
group. We get to start NA versus EU early here at
That is
Worlds.
that
This
is
fun.
tasty.
Now, the number
That
one
is
team
tasty.
in the play-in
There's
group
a chance
automatically
Team
makes
Liquid
it
beat a
out
team
into
like Mad
World
Lions.
groups.
But I think
For
Mad
2,
Lions need to have a
3,
very,
and
very
4
shitty day for
have
that to
play
happen.
best of fives, and
I
some
think
versions make it out, which
Mad
means I'm very
Lions is
excited
a very,
for
very
these
it's a
two
team
top
with
dogs
very
to
high
battle.
variance,
Mad
right?
Lions, number 4
Sometimes
team
they
from
lack
LEC.
precision.
Yeah, and speaking
Especially in the
of
way that Shadow
regular
plays, I
split
think he's very
performances,
inconsistent,
Mad
but that's
Lions,
something
they
that's
started out
solvable.
super strong,
Especially
Villages,
considering
the
it's his
Europe's
first year.
team with
Like,
a bunch of rookies on it.
I think a lot of people might be
Shadow
underrating Mad
especially,
Lions,
everybody got
and
super
in some
excited
cases,
for his mechanics and his
rightfully
aggressive
so,
play.
because there's a world
Did
where they
get
will
punished a
fall
decent amount,
flat.
especially by
But there's
Rogue
also a
in
world where
playoffs,
they
but
will
super
do
excited
super
to
well at
see
the World
them work
Championship.
their way
And I
through
think for
play-in,
a rookie
play-ins,
team, I
especially
think
since they have
playing
so
with
many
high
new players
variance,
and
that's
extra
how you
experience
create
will
great
do them
players.
well.
That's the key for me there, Kobe, mentioning how many young players are on that roster. So play-in's going to give them plenty of time to acclimate to that international stage. And
Paris
just following
Saint-Germain.
suit here with our final Pool 1 team, PSG. Going to lock it up and go into Group 2 over there. PSG, of course, from the PCS. This is the one team that's, Kobe, having a little bit of a roster situation coming into play-ins.
Oh yeah,
That's
good
right.
point.
They actually had visa issues with their Korean mid-jungle duo, and so they've picked up Kongyue and Uniboy to be their substitutes. And it does suck whenever those things happen, but
Yeah, that's really
luckily
rough,
for them,
actually.
those two players have played together as
Their Korean players are like
time,
700 LP
and
on the
they're
Korean
very good
ladder.
players, so it'll be
Not too
interesting
shabby,
to
not too
see how they
shabby.
can come together and actually find some
It's
synergy
no
with the
showmaker,
rest
but
of the team.
not
Yeah,
too
worth
shabby.
noting that the top 4 teams over in the PCS were all very, very close in skill level. Like, very easily, those 2 players could have made Worlds. So, it is just... It can
I'm gonna be
still
completely
about
honest
player
with you
skill is
guys.
gonna be reasonably
My
close,
research
but now we're
on
gonna
the
talk
playing
about
teams has
2
not
teams
begun
and
yet.
Which 3 teams
I plan
go
to
out
do
in the
it,
rest
you
of the
know.
2 groups. 5th place in the group means you are out, your Worlds is over. 3 and 4 play each other. and
Legacy
place number 2
Esports.
in a side. And we get the Oceania Legacy in here, who actually clapped the OPL all year long. First
Clapped.
place both regular seasons.
Sorry,
First
Spawn.
place both playoff runs. We would have seen them MSI if that had happened. So we'll see if they can run it here.
Yeah, I talked to Spawn directly about the OPL representative, and of course they did beat his own team order. But this is a team with a bunch of returning members for the region. A lot of the players from the top teams actually left Oceania region to join
Where
North
is,
America, to join Europe.
Destiny?
And this is kind of the put back together for the rest of the team. Of course, Tally, I think, deserves extra shout out for switching from top lane to mid lane for this team to bring it together. And of course, Raze is always one that you look at as well for big performances.
Now they slot into
Who's this
Group
man?
1
He's very handsome.
alongside Team Liquid and
I'm sure
the
he's
Mad
done something in the
Lions. We're
league
looking
scene.
for our 6th team. It'll be V3 Esports, founded all the way back in 2017. They just won their first LJL title, beating out Detonation Focus Me, who I think most Western fans will recognize as the most dominant and popular team in that Japanese league.
Yeah, we've had a slow and steady rise out of Japanese teams in international competition. for a while. They're still not usually.
They
hailed
actually
as
have,
a top
Korean players
performer
too, I
just
believe.
yet, but you hope they can kind of.
I think Archer and
decent spring
Ace.
performance. Obviously, winning the summer split is a good run.
But I
for
might be
them.
wrong.
It was a very competitive split overall.
I remember
But
Reina
the
as well.
Year overall.
But once
in
again, guys, I
Japan,
haven't done my
it's
research
gonna
on
be a
these
tough road
teams, so
ahead,
it's
though.
all
Like,
speculation.
This is going to be really tough worlds. You're going to hope they can, make it through to the best of 5 sections of the play-in stage. But LGD, even PSG, going to be tough competition for them.
Right now, it's divided into Asia and Western teams. If Australia counts as a Western team, like
So
they are a Western civilization, I
A little bit
guess.
of experience and a whole bunch of experience for some newcomers on the way. Another two. Supermassive is the next one to be picked up. This is going to be a familiar name to quite a few. Back in Worlds 2018 was the last time we saw them on the
Like,
Worlds
play-ins
stage.
is
Been a
no
little
longer
bit of a rough
easy,
go
guys.
for them since that
Every year,
2018
play-ins
year.
gets harder and
They get their
harder.
championship title for
And
another
this year, it
3
will get
splits
harder
until
too,
just
man.
now. But with some pretty radical changes here in 2020.
Isn't
to the
Kakao in
roster,
this
they've
team?
made
I believe
back in.
Kakao is in this team. And GBM is coaching. Look at
this is their
GBM.
5th TCL title. They've actually
And we have Kakao.
represented the TCL most often internationally.
This is
with
a bit of a
bunch
Kakao
of
meta, honestly.
NSI
This is a Kakao
performances
meta.
for themselves. And you mentioned the roster. Zeitnot and Snowflower together. Kakao
Honestly,
on
this
the team, so
roster
they
is
do have a
stacked,
lot of
man.
Star power that
Wow. This is a good roster. This is a very good roster. Like, this is not a bad roster. This is Armut's decent, Kakao, Bolulu I don't remember too much about, Tight Knot, Snowflower. Like, if they are
before, and are looking to bring that to front.
as decent as they were in the past, this is a
Go ahead. Yep.
this is a roster that
No,
can
it's a
pick
good
up
team.
games.
I think they are.
I don't
a
think
solid
this is a roster that
run.
should be
I kind of
underestimated.
powering them right now, 3rd place in the group. When you see who else gets pulled in there, because
Okay.
the name I'm looking for in the ball is Unicorns of Love.
Yeah, they're the big one, the scary one.
the sleeper.
for sure.
Scripted.
There it is.
Scripted freak.
Oh,
And
I
he's
am
called it.
the best. UOL, by the way.
Did he
has
just say,
absolutely
"I am the
loving.
best"?
So Cloud9 wrecked the LCS for all. Unicorns of Love went 39-2.
Whoa.
Across the year in the LCL. They are absolutely the best team in my mind that the LCL has
Okay.
ever produced. If there is a squad,
It's kind of weird to
these
see
guys,
Sheepy
I
over
wanna
there.
see how well they can do. They've got a bit of a group of life here
pretty
as well
hilarious.
with the rework roster PSG talent. Like, this is a squad that can really step up. I want to see how far they can go. I mean, they so nearly
Oh, don't
won
shoot
best
me,
of
bro.
5, just last time around at last year's World, so I want to see these guys really step up.
Yo,
Yeah.
the makeup
I mean,
team needs
Boss
to.
and Edison,
needs a
Gomez,
rework.
they're all
Holy
back
shit,
on the
man.
national stage and looking to go further.
Definitely a roster.
I'm
to
just
fear,
kidding.
and that's where I
I'm
think,
just kidding,
to
guys.
your
Maybe it
point,
was a
North
camera.
American and
It
EU
was a
fans
camera.
can breathe maybe a small sigh of relief that UOL did not get thrown in as a spoiler to that Group A. So
Rainbow
the two of them
7
most likely fighting
and
it out.
INTZ.
It's so interesting because you can get 3 teams out of the group by knocking out the number 2
INTZ
side
is
from
the team
other
that I
group.
am
It
the
makes
least hyped
winning
about
Group
coming
A mean
into
even more because
into
UOL
this.
are scary. INTZ from Brazil.
Just from reading Peter Dunn tweets.
I
Once
believe
again,
the
I haven't
last
done my
time-
research.
Yep, CB little champs. Last time we saw them at Worlds was 2016. However, internationally, we did see them back in 2019 at MSI. CB Low Brazilian fans are always some of the loudest and most passionate. I love seeing their representatives take the world stage.
Yeah, they definitely have
Yeah,
to fight
Bash.
for their spot.
It's,
really excited, though,
they're definitely the loudest. Like,
solo laners.
no, there are no fans at the
Their
venue.
top laner has most solo kills.
What a
and
point to
their
raise.
mid laner has
They're pretty loud on Twitter too, though. So I guess I'll
not
give
their
you that.
outside
I'll
loud,
give you that.
yes, But you always like to see that play style, getting those solo kills, really going for it.
You need that aggression.
Honestly, there is a lot of room
Only
for
one
some
more
upsets
team
here,
left to be
man.
pulled.
A lot of
Do it,
room for
for
some
the sake of due
upsets.
diligence,
There's
make
a
sure that
chance
nothing
you're going
went
to
wrong
have
here.
some cocktail outcomes in these groups.
But if it all is right,
Rainbow
sealing it out. Rainbow 7 is exactly right there.
And this is
Formerly-
be a fun team to watch for. I
Yeah.
like these guys a lot. Former Lion Gaming. It's a somewhat of a rebrand. So this.
Let's
is a
go
squad that
LATAM.
you've seen a million times in international competition. These players are.
I wish there was an Arabic region. Honestly, I think a full Arabic team could honestly do some damage in the play-ins. Like, there are some good players in the Arabic region that are like getting top 10 in EU West.
Top 10 in NA solo queue as well.
They're getting like top 10,
something to watch for.
and they are playing with like
Him and
150
Shadow,
ping.
been grinding the solo queue over there really hard.
There are
I will
some
say, too,
good
a lot,
players.
with the
Really,
older
really,
members
really.
leaving, it was really cool to see Odie especially give Jose Diodo, the jungler, a shout out and talking about him being the next big Latin American.
Oh, we get ready for the
jungler
group,
that's
so we're not
making
getting
moves.
scammed.
Thanking Wei
Woo!
Zhao for his help there on the stage.
Oh, it's
We
Wei
have the three
Zhao.
groups
That's why I
decided.
recognized
I
him.
can't
Fucking
recall all
legend,
10
man.
teams
Legend.
in order across the two groups from memory, but of course we did see.
All right, all right, all right.
Screen's
Yeah.
perfect timing. Team Liquid, Mad
Dude,
Lions, Legacy
imagine a
Esports.
world where Unicorns of Love lands in this group, or and then V3 Esports as well instead of Legacy, or like then this group it's a group of death. It's a group of death. Like it's definitely a group of death.
Supermassive and INTZ will fill out.
And it's best of ones in a bubble.
Yeah.
This
go ahead.
is the time for upsets.
If I'm gonna see
Really,
them
this is
set
the
up
time
really
for
well,
upsets.
they've
This
got a
is the
group where they
time
can
for
easily get
crazy
second.
results.
You know, on a
This
bad day, they
could
get
be
third,
a
and then
year
I think they
that
can
North
absolutely
America
take down,
wins the
you know,
World
a competitive
Championship.
Group A on the other side.
No.
You know, whoever gets second or
That
third
is-
down there and take that best of
That
five.
would
I think it's a
require
really good shot Unicorns
Mona
on the same
Lisa
stage, as
to
sort of like the
stand up
upset
and
of a
sing
pool two team
in the
up here.
Louvre in
Unicorns
Paris.
Love is my heavy nod.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
this is where it's important to reiterate Freak's point about how play-ins will play out. Because they are 5-team groups, the first place team after the group stage from each group will automatically qualify to the group stage of the main event. Seed 5 of each group will be eliminated. 4 will play 3 within the same group. And then the winner of the 4-3 matchup from the same group will play the opposing group's 2 seed for the next spot out of the groups. So just a little bit of a reminder on how things will work here.
That's wild, man.
Play-in, but
I like that system though. It really filters out the teams. So that's alright. I like the extra added step there of 4 and 3 playing against each other. I think that's cool. We get the same amount of best of 5s, and yeah, it's cool.
Team Liquid versus Mad Lions is, I think, the fairly obvious fight for #1 over in Group A there as well, and then the rest is fairly opened up. I'm very
Yeah, you guys don't see
interested to
LGD
how
over
the
there,
other
but
three teams
LGD is
play out
over
in
there.
Group A, because I don't count any of those
My
teams out
excitement
overall. On the
is
B side, I don't have
overloading.
much for V3, but the rest of it is going to be an exciting match.
Kobe, is your
Yeah.
expectation here on A that NAEU make it out? No questions?
Huh?
Is your expectation that in Group A, NAEU teams
I am
will
not
make it
going to
out?
set those expectations
No?
count on anybody. I was going to start out and say that I was really hoping to see Shadow.
Look at the shit. I love that. I love
that.
that. It's so charming, man. It's so charming, Kobe.
I do think this is going to be spicy. I think Unicorns of Loves
Yo,
as well as Supermassive
that's
are going to be pretty big.
Best jungler in the world.
that
What's his
the,
name?
major regions.
Just rounding out some of our thoughts.
Why
on
have I forgotten their names? It's Clear Love and then the other best jungler.
Of the main stage here, of course.
Some sick junglers.
3 pools to pull
Yo,
from.
Clear Love's jacket looks like it was tailored, but it wasn't
Here in
finished.
this one, Clear Love and MLXG taking to the stage. to help us out with the
Yo,
drop.
is my
Couple
camera
of,
lagging?
Superstars in their own
Is
right.
my
Love to see some of
camera
these legacy players
lagging?
up on the stage for
my,
future
my.
world tournaments.
okay? I think it's
Clear
okay.
Love, a coach now.
G2.
Xiao, all these guys, a lot
Woo!
of old WE players, very famous in.
All right,
China.
G2.
G2, the first team polled straight out of the LEC.
Boom.
Obviously,
Boom.
the number 1 seed for the
Boom.
region are
G2,
runners-up
baby.
in the World
Let's go,
Championship
Wunder.
last
Let's
year,
go,
and Kobe with
Jankos.
no FPX
Jankos, I'm
in the
repping the
tournament,
colors,
the
man.
highest
I'm repping the
seeded
colors.
returning team
I'm
from
repping the
last
colors,
year's
man.
finals.
Yeah, they're
I look like a grandma that
However,
exercises.
the LPL have sent a bunch of
But I'm repping the
extremely
colors.
strong teams, and for
I'm repping the
G2,
colors.
They definitely did.
G2 have a lot of
in
growing to
the
do,
regular
man. They have a
season,
lot of growing to do
especially the
coming
modern
into
version
the World
was
Championship.
looking at for some improvements. I still
They've made this 1-year plan, and we're gonna see how it works.
Perks has definitely
The next
stepped
team to
back
be
up
drawn
recently.
is
For
Team
playoffs
Solo
in
Mid.
G2, they look like they're returning to their big dominant
We'll just
form, and of
change
course,
the
they
FPS on my.
always improve even more at international competition and show up huge for the region. So very, very big expectations for G2.
TSM.
Headliner here to see who's gonna be
Oh, Damwon.
top Group B. And speaking of great mid laners, Damwon Gaming gets
Ooh,
pulled in.
Showmaker?
Yeah, Showmaker is so incredibly good. The LCK champions of Damwon Gaming
Woo!
are so good. I know
We have some hard hitters this year, man. That one is a hard hitter.
This is gonna be exciting.
Yeah, they 3-0'd their finals in pretty dominant fashion up against the 2nd seed DRX. from the LCK. So this is without a doubt one of the teams to be.
Yo, G2 also 3-0 their final.
Focus has
Pretty
been
shitty
on
fashion, but come on.
leading into
Give that a shout out, Dash.
Yeah,
No, I'm
not
kidding. I'm
just
kidding.
The finals, but they dominated the region pretty heavily. They've also been so
Kobe and
flexible.
Dash are my
It's one of the
buddies.
Super scary things to me. They've done
Nuguri
some late,
haircut.
early, late team fight. They really have shown some real great growth.
Cam
in the team.
Tour.
And some of the individual players have just been spectacular.
Okay, that was a sick Volibear shot. I mean, the Elder Dragon finish on the end of the ult.
All right,
that was-
TSM, baby.
Top tier.
Let's get TSM in there.
All right, give me some of that at Worlds, baby. All right, let's look for our third team here. Only one of two options. Of course, nothing really gets super interesting until we make it to Pool 2 and we see which of these teams are getting picked up.
TSM!
Through the business.
TSM!
Oh no, TSM! I got baited by a Sting Red.
Yeah,
TSM from North America, #1 seed. We'll go straight into group number 3.
Oh,
What a
double lift,
turnaround this
double
team
lift,
had
double
here in
lift,
North America
double
in
lift.
the summer split
Woo!
towards the end and into the postseason.
I don't know what to expect, man. I don't know what to expect. It's going to be absolutely crazy.
The team
C9 Niski.
struggled through the regular split.
Bardzo, bardzo
In
niski.
playoffs, I'd say that they adapted the best of all of the North American teams. You know, playing carry junglers, playing carry topside for themselves, showing a lot of different looks actually.
Biofrost.
And everybody as well is going to be attracted to the River Shen that got a lot of hype from Spica specifically, but there you see as well on your screen. Broken Blade playing a lot of the Lucian for themselves. They try and play very aggressive League of Legends.
That's going to be
But
aggressive
I think
League of
something that
Legends.
can't be ignored when we talk about TSM, though.
Don't know about that one.
Their storied international history. Not always the best of finishes, and it's been a laser focus for them over the years to do better.
They have made it
Toby
out of groups
Sports.
once at
Toby
2014 Worlds, where they then lost to Samson White in the quarterfinals. Otherwise, they either got auto-seeded in the quarters or they failed to make it out.
He's an oracle.
Meanwhile, speaking of teams that are not failing, Top Esports, the winners from the LPL, I am so
Holy
keen on
moly.
them. Their mid laner, Knight, is
Woo.
incredible. I am very much about this team.
Yeah, I think most people are going to have Top Esports coming in as a heavy favorite.
Heavy
Obviously,
favorite, I
yes,
wouldn't
Knight
say.
has,
Favorite,
a
I would
lot
say,
going with
but
him in the
heavy?
mid lane as,
Heavy
a
is,
lot
you
of people
know,
are shouting him out as being the best mid
a
laner
word
in the
reserved
world right now.
for
Karsa, I
the
think,
SK
really
Telecoms
deserves
of our
so much
time.
Credit, though, for this team. He plays so selflessly, so much for his lanes, setting up the team that it really allows them to fire on all areas of the map. Jackie Lowe plays aggressively, 369 plays aggressively, and it all comes together because they have so much individual talent.
Yeah, Karsa has been a world-class player for some time now, but it's so
Karsa
amazing
is,
to see him in a position where that
is
ability
Jankos,
might be fully
Taiwanese
realized
Jankos.
on the international stage.
But,
We might
sadly,
actually get to
mechanically
see him
better.
go deep into this year's
Not slightly,
Worlds
maybe.
tournament. MLXG now moving up to center stage.
Karsa's very young,
Start
actually.
working
Very,
on
very
those
young.
Cool 2 teams. This is where
glad
my
that we still get to
blood
see-
starts to pump.
Yep.
I'm so
All
glad
right,
we get
all
to
right,
see
all
him.
right. It's purple.
Possibly
Oh,
Jungler
Suni
of
for
all time.
G2.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
There it is.
That's a good draw for G2. That's a good draw for
As
G2.
G2
We take it.
Esports is Pool 2
I was worried it was
over today.
JDG, man. If it was JDG, that would have been scufferood.
That
Keep in
should
mind,
be
every team, every
All
group is
right,
going to get an
are
LPL
you-
team.
Are you guys lovers of Knight's Vow? Because SOFM is. This guy loves Knight's Vow and tank builds for junglers.
I think also Jankos will have a decent matchup into a jungle like SOFM. SOFM SOFM as a jungler is a very, very crazy man. Very, very crazy man in the sense that when he plays against players that are worse than him, he devours them. And then he buys Warmox armor. If he plays against players that are better than him, he kind of looks wonky because he doesn't play like all the right champions. But SOFM is a feast of famine player. I think everyone is kind of looking at Suning as a dark horse because individually across the board they have good players in each position. And that is a good recipe for success.
Slotted into G2's group is the 3rd seed from the LPL.
All right.
Only a couple options left for, Poland for Dom.
Ooh, 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 JDG and Damon in the same group, baby.
On it, JD Gaiman.
Woo!
This is a terrifying squad as well, though.
Woo!
When we talk about teams that could be really
You don't want to be in that group.
in the tournament.
Nobody wants to be in that group.
To me,
Any of the teams that are left don't want to be in Group 2. Group B, or whatever you want to call it. Group B is officially the group of motherfucking death.
3-2 against Top Esports.
Woo!
Summer finals just barely losing. Like, these teams are close in overall
Oh
power.
my goodness.
Guys,
Loken.
second place regular season.
Loken Lemao.
Very,
Best
very
spot lane
good
of the
squad.
tournament.
Huge favorite for me for Worlds as well.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Kanavi for sure. Kanavi and Zoom.
You're not a fan of Loken?
Probably
Loken!
even the best support showing up. There's just so much going with this team. They play so well together.
They have fucking
Their
strong
macro
players, this team, man.
going to
Oof.
surprise a lot of people that are used to the kind of old box that people put LPL teams into. This is definitely a team. with
Fnatic is gonna be in Group 2, Group B.
Now the
Right.
question is, if people want the TSM road...
Wait, they can't be, never mind. They're pool 2, Fnatic is safe.
Like that,
Right,
The
yeah.
RX is
the way to
safe.
get that is if you do not pull Fnatic, otherwise it precludes it. And I know a lot of people want the TSM Rogue.
Okay.
See what we get.
DRX. Oh,
Genji.
why are the colors so random?
Fnatic. It's the
Okay.
purple
The
and
colors are
yellow.
so random.
Unfortunately, if Freak's assumptions are correct, we won't get that rogue group. But Fnatic gonna get slotted.
I'm so confused, man, by the colors that they are showing.
Exciting one. Yeah, very much so.
In the past, you could
These
just
are-
predict
these
it
are
based
the
on the
most
color,
popular
you know?
North American
Or maybe they
APC
just
teams
did
on
that
Worlds.
intentionally
Overall,
to
the
prevent
Fnatic
that,
are an awesome
to
team.
build suspense.
I mean, having to come together.
'Cause, you know, I
Mate
squeezed.
is such a great jungler. He's really, 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 really good. Hillsong, I think, is an excellent support as well. Very aggressive, gets in there a whole lot of the time. He plays the pike. I love to see it as well. I'm a Fnatic fan. I think they are a very good team, and I want to see what they can do here.
Yeah, with Worlds being in China, I think, Hillsong, Bwipo, as well as
Top Esports
Selfmade
DRX in
are
the same
all
group,
going
but
to
Fnatic
fit right into
TSM,
that style. We've seen
honestly,
their
that's
shoulders
fucking
already.
exciting too, man.
Selfmade
That's
being this
that's
carry
fun too.
jungler has really
That's
defined
definitely fun.
kind of new age for Fnatic. We do get to see.
It looks like we have a group of life already, group 3.
Bwipo returning to Worlds after a finals berth a couple years ago, and just to round things out here in Pool 2, DRX is pulled.
TSM have group of life. This is a very good draw for group what are they called?
I don't want to be drawn into that group if I'm a Pool 3 team.
So already we know for a fact that number 4 seed is going to be LGD. So they're going to have LGD, Fnatic, and then I guess the PCS number 1 seed that are in Pool 3. So the groups are already pretty much done. They're pretty much done already.
Their bottom lane struggling a little bit recently.
I think there is very, very little variance because Mad Lions needs to be slotted into
Is kind of
because
sad to see.
because now I guess we have to see if Rogue gets pulled here for Group B.
For play moving on, because during the regular split, Deft didn't
So there's a little bit of variance depending on where Rogue goes,
get to see them.
but maybe there isn't because Korean seed needs to go into 2 specific groups too. Honestly, I don't have time now to figure it out, but maybe the groups are decided already.
4 teams left to be picked.
Rogue, okay, the groups are decided.
Rogue is selected.
Rogue is gonna be slotted into the second group, and the Rogue are in group of death. Oh shit! Blows, it blows. Shit.
Let's talk Rogue.
And Rogue had a lot of potential.
They won the summer regular season. They qualified for Worlds, I think, first of all teams anywhere, because once they locked in the top regular season spot, they got in on championship points. I'm glad to see that they did get to play some playoff series. They won a best of 5. They took down Mad Lions. Unfortunately, getting through G2 is always very, very tough. But Rogue are exciting. They really came out swinging here in the summer split. Hansama has been grinding.
I think Rogue showed a better best of 5 than Fnatic.
Overall, I'm a big fan.
Look at that group! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Thrown into
And that means
the hardest
Mad Lions is here, LGD is in TSM Fnatic group.
possibly gotten.
LGD is gonna be in TSM Fnatic group.
It certainly is going to be. I really think that Inspired and Larson
Oh, if Genji gets pulled here, holy shit. Oh, good draw for G2. Very good draw for G2. Nice. Nice. No bias here. I have 3 former players on G2, man. 3 former players on G2. You have to understand that there will be a hint of bias here. A hint of bias.
I assume go straight into Group A, as they're the only representative from the PCS here.
Oh.
Of course, PSG was drawn into the playing stage earlier as the second seed.
So Genji. Ooh, Genji and the TSM Fnatic group. Genji LGD is no longer Group of Life. Oh, what a fucking group. Genji.
Regardless, though, a very competitive team here, and I don't know, people tend to sleep on PCS teams, but I think these guys are good.
Just put Genji in there already. Put Genji in there already.
Down the world stage before for themselves as well.
FlyQuest and same group as DRX and Top Esports.
They're going to Group 1. Pulled here. C and D remain as the outcomes.
FlyQuest, put your ass in Group D already.
From North America, so that should go straight into Group D, I believe.
Yeah. No
Yes.
Oh my lord, what we didn't want, but we got it.
Oh no.
North America. That's a tough one. This is the other big group of top.
Oh.
DRX, their actual name this time around. This is a tough road. Power people though.
Yeah, you're smiling now, but you're not gonna be smiling when you're laying against Chovy and Knight. Oh baby. Oh baby. Oh Santorin, you're gonna steal some Nashers on the fucking big stage, baby? Let's go. The sky is the limit, man. It, Santorini Badult.
Solo his first time at Worlds. This was very nearly an LCS championship roster.
Champion of the Reef. Is that a weed reference? The Reefer? Oh, Sequest. Alright. Yeah, I don't know where I went, man. Just California. Ooh.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I love this FlyQuest team. I love this FlyQuest team, and I really do hope for their success.
Honestly, TSM's group is not easy.
It's that this is a team that I think has been counted out more times than is deserved, at least in this most recent year.
That is a tough group, man. Looking at all groups, they're quite tough. I think Group A is the easiest. But that's me not knowing anything about PCS. PCS #1 seed could be like some hard hitter, like who knows, man. If they are crazy good, then you know, sucks to be you. You know, there's a chance that's the case. Best AD carry in the world right there, man. Ruler. BDD very underrated as a player. Very underrated. Crazy good. He holds his own against the likes of Chovy and Showmaker all the time, man.
Ruler is just so good. I mean, look, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. Also, I want to point out in this group, this is the only group that
No on fleek.
can be drawn into, since there are 4 LP teams. There's only 1 spot to go. That's gonna be interesting to watch for as well, of course, because that rounds this group out as very competitive. You have the LCS #1, the LEC #2, the LCK #3, and most likely the
MLXG was his name. Jesus, how can I forget this?
Very good to point out that, of course, with 4 LEC and 4 LPL teams, that if their 4th seeds from the play-ins do qualify, they will only have 1 predetermined group that they can be placed into, and those will become
life for those squads because of it. I feel like.
All right, well that ends it. I'm going to stream now, and you're going to have my opinions on the groups. We're going to make predictions, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Catch the next video will also be on YouTube. This was just a reaction type of deal. I am aware that some of you guys enjoy this for the more analytical piece that's coming up next. Thank you very much.